You're listening to The Sports Moment,
May 20th, 2024.
part of the Sports Moments and Memories with Craig Olson podcast. Be sure to like and subscribe so you never miss a sports moment. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
For the first time in 20 years, the Minnesota Timberwolves will play for the Western Conference Championship in the NBA. They got it done in Denver in Game 7, and what a way to get it done. Timberwolves were down 15 at halftime, overcoming that halftime deficit, the largest comeback in a Game 7 in NBA playoff history. And they won 3 of their 4 games in Denver to impressively defeat the Nuggets in this series. 98-90, the final last night. Timberwolves came alive defensively in the second half after they struggled to shut down the Nuggets in the first half. But in the second half, they held Denver to 37 points, outscored them 60-37 over the final 24 minutes, and went on a 54-24 run in the second half to gain control and get the victory. Karl Anthony Towns and Jaden McDaniels each scored 23 to lead the way. Rudy Gobert hit a shot that gave the Wolves their first second-half lead in the fourth quarter. And Naz Reid came off the bench and was spectacular at both ends of the floor after Karl Anthony Towns had his fifth foul and had to sit for a while. And boy, they just got contributions up and down the lineup and defeat the Nuggets, the defending NBA champions, in Game 7. So now the Wolves will face the Dallas Mavericks in the first game of their best-of-7 Western Conference Championship Series on Wednesday night at Target Center. The Wolves will have the home court advantage for this best-of-7 series, and Game 2 will be on Friday before they head to Dallas for the third and fourth games of the series. So certainly some great momentum right now for the Timberwolves and a lot of excitement about what this team is doing. The Indiana Pacers will play the Boston Celtics for the Eastern Conference title. Indiana won their game over the New York Knicks 130-109 on Sunday afternoon in New York. So the Pacers win that series 4-3, and they'll take on the Celtics in Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Championship Series tomorrow night. The Minnesota Twins have to figure it out. They have lost 6 in a row as they were swept by the Cleveland Guardians on the heels of a 3-game sweep at home by the New York Yankees. The Guardians winning at their home field in all 3 games they played this weekend, including a 5-2 victory yesterday in the series finale. Will Brennan hit a 3-run walk-off homer off Johan Duran with 2 outs in the wild 9th inning as the Guardians secured the sweep. Minnesota now 5.5 games behind Cleveland in the American League Central, and they have lost their last 6 games. Now they'll try to end that losing skid when they take on the Washington Nationals in Game 1 of their 3-game series tonight. That game will feature Pablo Lopez, who is 4-3 with a 3.93 ERA, against Nationals left-hander Mitchell Parker, who is 2-2 with an ERA of 3.09. Twins outfielder Byron Buxton was activated from the injured list on Friday, and he pinch ran in the 9th inning and scored what was the tying run in the top of the 9th. Buxton went 1 for 4 with an RBI in his return from a 14-game absence for the Twins. So it's good to have him back, but they need to get that losing streak behind them and turn it around here with these 3 games in Washington this week. Well, the Pemberton Law Firm is one of the sponsors of our podcast, and of course they serve you from 4 locations around the region: Fergus Falls, Wadena, Detroit Lakes, and Alexandria, and online too at pemlaw.com. Pemberton Law carries a legacy of trustworthy and reputable legal representation dating back to 1883. Lake Area Docks and Lifts is also sponsoring our podcast, and we appreciate Donovan and Renee Rasmussen and the folks at Lake Area Docks and Lifts. They offer premium waterfront equipment sales, service, and installation. Best quality and service at the best prices. Just ask your neighbor at the lake about Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Lake Area Docks and Lifts, more than just docks and lifts. Lake Area Docks and Lifts.
Well, Xander Schauffele, the 30-year-old golfer from San Diego, captured his first major victory Sunday as he outlasted Bryson DeChambeau and Victor Hovland in the final round of the PGA Championship at Valhalla Golf Club. And Schauffele recorded the lowest 72-hole score to par, 21 under, and the lowest 72-hole scoring total, a 263, in a major championship. It was the 9th straight PGA Championship won by an American. Very impressive victory for Xander Schauffele in Louisville, Kentucky over the weekend. And the Section 8A tennis tournament is underway in Osakis. Fergus Falls playing Osakis in the opening round. Victory would put them in against number 1 seed Minnewaska area. Tomorrow is the individual competition as Leo Shire and Jackson Lisney will compete individually for the Otters. Jackson Lisney is the number 4 seed on the singles side. Leo Shire number 15. And in doubles competition, the team of Jose Rodriguez and Clayton Peppel is seeded 13th, while the team of Trey Smith and Lance Johnson is seeded 16th. So they'll be in action tomorrow in the individual portion of that Section 8A tournament. And again, the team portion of the tournament is today, and that's the first postseason competition that is getting underway in the spring season. The Otter girls golf team has their Central Lakes Conference meet today at Madden's Resort near Brainerd, and the Otter boys compete in their Central Lakes Conference championship meet tomorrow at the Alexandria Country Club. And we'll keep you posted on the results, of course, of all the local events that are going on here as the postseason gets underway. And yesterday, the Fergus Falls Hurricanes were in action, and the Canes lost to the Moorhead Mudcats by a score of 3-2. That game went 14 innings before the Mudcats brought home the winning run, and there were 31 runners left on base in the game. The Mudcats stranded 17, the Canes stranded 14, but the Mudcats get the victory. 3-2 was the final. Now, the Hurricanes will play Saturday against the Henning North Stars at 3 o'clock at American Legion Field at De Lagoon Park in Fergus Falls. And then Sunday, they go to Detroit Lakes for a 4 o'clock contest. Good to see the amateur baseball season back at it, and the Canes, I think they'll be fun to watch this year as well. Tough loss to Moorhead at Bucky Burgow Field in Moorhead yesterday, but they'll bounce back, I'm sure. Well, thanks for joining us for our podcast this morning, and we'll talk with you again tomorrow. Appreciate you stopping by. Be sure to check out our feature podcast, part 1 of 3 parts on Otter hockey history. It's posted. Check out the YouTube connection. Just search Craig Olson Sports Moments and Memories on YouTube, and you'll be able to see the feature podcasts that we have done, including that part 1 podcast on Otter hockey history. Have a great day.
You've been listening to The Sports Moment with Craig Olson. Sponsored by Pemberton Law and Lake Area Docks and Lifts. Produced by Sunroom Lab. Music by Blue Red Roses. Subscribe wherever you get your podcasts, and thanks for listening.